What is up, everybody? It's your boys back again with another episode of Franchise Ball Podcast. Ray's always flexing in the screen, but as always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today, Ray, we have a fantasy football tips and tricks. This is mainly going to be for starting up a new league. We will do drafting tips and tricks at a later date. So,
yeah, I'm pretty excited about this show. I feel like if you're getting ready to start your leagues, you want to have some ideas on how to make your league better. Look, we've been in a ton of leagues. We've run a lot of leagues. We know what to do, what not to do. So if you guys got questions, throw them in the comments below, please. We will answer you right away. Aaron.
yes.
I'd like to just a secret tip and trick that I'm going to start off right off the bat. A secret one.
You're going to jump
Stick around
into
for that
a
one.
secret one?
Yeah, a secret one. Just one that only the viewers here are going to hear, Only the viewers here are going to hear. All right, so let's jump into the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be kind of going a little bit all over the place right now, but we're all going to end up in the same place. Because, look, Brandon took over doing the news. He's been doing a great job. This ain't my gig anymore. I retired from the game, but I guess they brought me back out of retirement. So, Panthers head coach Frank Reich announces that Bryce Young will be QB1. Shocker. No way.
Roll my eyes any harder. You traded up for the number one pick, Carolina, and your head coach can be like, yeah, he's a starter. Because Andy Dalton was even in consideration. Come on.
Stupid.
That's such a waste of news.
Hate these games. I hated the digital paper it was printed on. The Cardinals are placing tight end Zach Ertz on the PUP list. I don't think that was a surprise.
Not a surprise at all.
Yeah. Broncos receiver Marvin Mims suffered an injury prior to the start of camp, but should be back within a week or less.
So.
Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the first back to touch any kind of balls in Chiefs practice.
Could that possibly be because Pacheco's shoulder is just at its recovery timeline? Or
it's because Jerick McKinnon was busy on the jugs machine? Who knows? Who knows? The Chicago Bears and tight end Cole Kmet reached an agreement for a 4-year, $50 million extension. I feel like every time I see an extension now, it's literally just a middle finger to Saquon. Every time. That's what it feels like to me.
Hey, did you know that the Giants re-signed their left tackle today?
We're getting there. Don't worry. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. Eagles running back Rashad Penny got the first carry of training camp again. I don't necessarily think that was a surprise, but I feel like it's going to be a 50-50. I don't know who I want in that backfield. I'd rather have Swift, I think, but I'm not sure.
I'd rather have Penny at the fantasy football draft value. If it's going to be a 50-50.
We'll get there. We'll get there too. We're going to get there too. Texans receiver John Mechie III has been cleared for training camp. That's huge news, honestly. They didn't really have a number one. John Mechie was drafted to be that guy. It's been Nico Collins. So maybe he has some value. Maybe that's something to maybe take a look at in your dynasty leagues right now. If he's floating out there, maybe perchance,
For those of you that don't know, last year was his rookie season. He got diagnosed with cancer, and then he beat the cancer, and now this will be his first official year in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
that's huge. That's huge. I'm hoping that he comes out and balls out. That'd be so dope. The Chargers and Justin Herbert have reached a agreement for a 5-year extension worth $262.5 million of them thangalangs.
Yep.
My God. Every time. Just Saquon, look at the back of the middle.
That's a quarterback, though. That's different.
I mean, it's still money. It's still greenbacks. That's crazy.
Joe Burrow will be here by the end of the week.
I can't. Joe Burrow's got to be $300 million. Got to be.
I don't know. He's talking about taking a team-friendly deal to keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and all those people around. So we'll see.
That's going to be a real team-friendly deal.
They might pull the Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes things where it's like a 10-year deal for it a lot, where that way they can spread it out.
I bet more teams start moving to that if they have a franchise guy like Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence or those. I'm surprised Justin Herbert didn't get that. Surprised. But maybe because they didn't have the money to do it. Who knows?
Maybe.
they're not selling tickets. So
Contract's like 137 million guaranteed with a up to 197 million dollar injury clause or something like that guaranteed. So it's a lot of
almost
guaranteed
all of
money.
it. Yeah, almost all of it. Yeah. The Colts have placed Jonathan Taylor on the PUP list. Probably precautionary, but it is concerning just because, that kind of, I didn't expect that. I thought he was
That came
clear.
out of the blue.
Yeah, thought he was clear.
Yeah, I feel like these teams, though, now, especially this offseason, are just putting people on the PUP just to put them on the PUP.
Could be to carry an extra roster spot, too. Like, they already know Jonathan Taylor's a lock. He doesn't need to be there day 1, 2, 3. So let's keep an extra roster spot just to have somebody else in camp. Maybe that's what it is. Could be. I don't know. It is weird that, like, I don't think anybody thought that he was going to start on the PUP. That is something maybe to monitor, maybe to track going into now prime fantasy football draft season. Giants are placing wide receiver Sterling Shepard, which I didn't know was still in the league, and Wan'Dale Robinson on the PUP list. I didn't know that Sterling was still playing football.
Yep.
I thought that was done.
Nope, he's a thing. He came back from his Achilles and then ended up tearing his ACL.
Crazy. So John Lynch is saying that Brock Purdy will undergo. I'm sorry. Let me restart this. I'm sorry. I was reading something else on the back end here. Yeah, definitely rusty. John Lynch said QB Brock Purdy, who underwent offseason elbow surgery, has been cleared without restrictions, and he's ready to go with training camp, which is pretty dope. That's pretty nice.
Lets us know who the week 1 starter is going to be.
For us Ayuk truthers here at Franchise Tag Fantasy Football, that makes me happy. Chiefs receiver Kadarius Toney underwent a surgery. What was it? One morning ago, or when you guys listened to this a few mornings ago, to clean up some cartilage in his knee. That's usually about a 3 to 4 week turnaround on that. Honestly, it sounds like a meniscal cleanup is what it sounds like to me, but just a guess. To the biggest news, Saquon obviously signed his $11 million 1-year deal, which almost kind of sounds like a franchise tag in and of itself, but it's not. But it definitely kind of sounded like it, but it's not. I don't know. That's who knows. I wish
now he can be franchised next year and the year after.
But maybe the franchise will go up because, enough people raises think about it. Maybe it will. I hope it does because Saquon deserves to be paid.
Franchise won't go up. It's based off the top 5 player salaries at the position.
Well, maybe some more people get cashed out.
They're not going to.
That's probably not going to happen. I'm just hoping for the best. And then I guess the other most breaking news is that the Giants also turned around and paid their left tackle $117 million. Which I think 80% of that contract is guaranteed, or 75% of the contract is guaranteed. So, again, Saquon, look at the back of your middle fingers, get real comfortable with that. Some of that money should have went to you. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of me thinking the whole Saquon taking the deal is because they're going to try to trade him.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. At this point in time, I don't know why he would do it.
I can see where you're coming from, and I don't think that's like a bad take or anything like that.
I mean, if that's not the case, and I'm stupid, just tell me I'm stupid. But why would you not play on the tag, considering the tag's fully guaranteed?
I honestly thought that it was more to get him out of the tag and to have more contract negotiations to extend for maybe 3 more years or something like that. That's what I thought. But because contract negotiations stop once that franchise tag starts. Yeah. So that's what I assumed. But I can see the trade thing happening too. It would just, I'm not saying that's a dumb take. I'm saying that would be stupid for the Giants to do, considering, and I'm not even going to hold back here. Saquon is the best goddamn piece in that offense, and it's not close. It isn't remotely close.
That's why he's 70% of his offense when he's out there.
He should have got Christian McCaffrey money, but he didn't. And I understand the upsetness that Saquon has. I get it, and I would be upset too. But also, if anybody wants to give me $11 million, I will do whatever you want. Anything. I will be who you want to be. That's
all right. We're going down a rabbit hole.
I rub a mean foot, I clean a good dish. Let me tell you. Aaron, I think you muted there. There you go.
The fantasy tips and tricks.
Yes.
Tip number 1. Are you ready? Or do you want to give your secret one for the end or for the beginning?
It should be for the beginning. Let's do for the beginning. Let's do that.
Do your secret tip.
Your number one tip for anything fantasy football related is to tune in to Franchise Tag Fantasy Football. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let us know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. Also, if you would like to get some more, I guess, active users or something like that, this is going to go into our actual number 1. But go and follow our friends over there at Fantasy Football Advice Forum and, subscribe to that premium channel. But please, Aaron, go ahead. Kick us off.
So, number 1B. Starting a new league, you need to be using the Sleeper platform. They allow you to do so much more than Yahoo and ESPN. So much more customization for your league. Like for us, for example, in one of our dynasties, we have a 17 playoff instead of the 6 or an 8 or a 4. They allow you to do odd numbers where only the 1 seed gets to buy. The point structure, the way you can just kind of divvy everything out is just top notch. A little clunky on the computer desktop side of things, but the app works like a dream.
Yeah. And this also goes for even, redraft, just to get you guys' draft order in, or your keepers. If you want to have keepers in your league, it'll keep track of that. And it does a very good job of doing that. You can clearly see where it is. It just has a lot of cool features, and I think that's a good move. And if Sleeper, you'd like to sponsor the show, please let us know.
One of the really good things about it too is everyone always likes to do just a randomized draft order, right? Or draw for numbers or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can have everyone claim a spot in the draft and you can randomize it. You don't have to worry about, I got to go to this external site or do this or do that. So it does it all right there for you.
Yeah. Number 2 that we got here. No, I know we're kind of jamming through these, but let's take a little bit of time on a couple of these, right? Number 2 that we got here. If your league has rules, read them beforehand. I think that's pretty solid, pretty self-explanatory. But truly, I think that the crux of that, know your league rules. If you have an issue with them, I think that leads into another one here, but just voice your opinions and stuff like that. And knowing your league rules will help you have a better league.
Yep. It sure will. Next thing everyone always wants, and there's always 1 or 2 people every year that people notice that this is them, if they're not it per se. Find active players for your league who are going to be active all 17 weeks of the season. Doesn't matter. If you get the people that show up for the draft and they disappear and you never hear from them again, and you send them trade offers and they never respond or anything like that, it's annoying. We can all flat out say that. It is annoying when someone says that they will join a fantasy football league and then they just disappear after the draft or like after week 1.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, it not only doesn't make it fun for the guy that just kind of disappeared, it doesn't make it fun for the rest of the league. So don't be afraid to get rid of those guys. That's a 3B. That's a 3B right there.
That is true. Kick them out.
Yeah, kick them out. Find some other people. Join that forum. Talk to us. We'll find some people for you.
The person who auto drafts year in and year out. Just kick them out.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. If it's Uncle Sam, kick him to the curb. I did. Aaron didn't. I did. I kicked him to the curb. I showed him. He said I was replaceable, and I said no, I wasn't, but I was. Number 4. Number 4. Pay attention to the roster and scoring format. And I know that goes back into like reading the rules, but really pay attention to the scoring format, to the roster construction, because that's going to help you in your draft. That's going to help you guys make some trades. That's going to make your league more active if everybody's paying attention to that. And as a commissioner, I think that if you exemplified the rules and made sure that everybody knew the rules and made sure that it was very easily accessible and you were easily accessible, it makes your league better.
Oh, you mean like posting a hyperlink to a Google Doc that has all sorts of sections and subsections into it that they can read inside of the actual league chat? That's another reason you need to use Sleeper, because if you use Yahoo or ESPN, you have to have a separate group chat just for your people. Sleeper has chat built right into it.
I feel like we're not sponsored by Sleeper, but like, hey,
no, not at all. You can
come on over. Yeah, you can do it.
Anyways, number 5 for us guys, live draft. If possible, live drafts are the best drafts because you get to have all of your league mates together and around and maybe get a little boozed up, get a little tipsy, talk a little smack, but you're all there together. Kind of everyone gets hyped when draft season comes around anyway. So why not just share it with your boys or
Throw a party.
your friends? I shouldn't say just boys. Women play fantasy football as well. But share it with your league mates, their families. Make it a barbecue. Throw a party, like Ray said. Get you a draft board. Go put the sticker up yourself. It's always fun just walking up and you not tell anybody who you take and peel the sticker off and stick it on the board. And then you hear like 4 people go, "Oh, you blank, blank, blank. I was going to take that player right here." You know what I mean?
Or also to join with that, come up with some rules that are like some fun little traditions or something like that you have at those drafts. It gets everybody more excited to be involved in the whole season. What'd you say? Messing up there. What'd you say?
Shot before the draft starts?
Yes, like take a shot before the draft. That's a good tradition. I think we started that in a few leagues ago, but still working today. So you had number 5. So these are more league specific. These are gonna really hit the league itself. Move to Fab. Get off of waivers. What are you doing? Get off of waivers. Move to Fab. It is 1,000 times better. Everybody gets a piece of the pie if you want some pie, and if you don't, you get to hold on to your money until you want some pie.
You get to hold on to your money to try to buy a bigger piece of pie.
Yeah, or you get to blow it on a pie that has poop in it. Like a Naeem Hines pie.
Nobody wants a poopy pie. That's rough, man. He just got... you can't do that. That's rude.
He just got mowed down by a jet ski.
Wow! You're the worst type of person. So number 7, you've heard it here once. You've heard it here twice. You've heard it here countless times. Get rid of kickers and defenses. Mainly kickers. I don't have a problem with defenses, but kickers for sure. Like okay, you want a high-powered offense to get a kicker. I get that. Some people are, oh yeah, you gotta have kickers because that's the way fantasy football was made. Well, it was also made in standard scoring format. Now we've shifted to half point and full point PPR, which have taken over. Try it one time. See if you like it. Bet you will.
Yeah, moving to a double flex is so much better. Also, I know this is not one on our list here, Aaron, on our doc. Move to half point or full point. Do that. Get out of standard. This should have been rule number 1. Get out of standard. What are you doing, dinosaur?
Standard started when people had to literally log on and manually input the stats for fantasy football. All right, that's not how we want this to happen anymore, guys.
No, get
half
standard
point
out
is
of
the
there.
new standard.
It should be. It always should have been. Yeah, it should have been. So I got number 8 here. Have a last place penalty for your guys' last place, and make sure that they're gonna have that penalty happen to them. You know, like they don't got to be something crazy, but something fun for everybody, like a shirt, or they got to be beer bitch for the day, something like that. You know, or social media post. That's one we did right there too. Look up online. They got 100,000 of them. You want some ideas? Hit the comments. I'll give you ideas.
They do have a lot. Number 9. Avoid vetoing trades. If you veto a trade, you should just be kicked out of the league. Unless it is clear collusion and those two managers are working together, Kevin and someone else. But don't veto a trade. We still push that one through and we shouldn't have. It's so stupid for other people to be able to vote on what you do as a fantasy manager. If I have a value of a player that I feel like is really high and I might give up what someone else perceives as too much for that player, that's on me. Your job as a fantasy manager is to make your team better. And however you see you making your team better, if it helps the other team out too, oh well, it helps them out too. But if you feel like your team got better in a trade, it should be allowed to go through. Yeah,
I agree. And the only time you're going to veto something is if it is completely egregious nonsense.
Justin Jefferson for beans.
That's crazy that we had that happen and we still pushed it through and we shouldn't have. But it's okay. It's okay. It happened. It's fine. I'm not hurt about it.
We're still salty about it.
It's fine.
Also, if someone shows up to auto draft, this is a bonus tip as well. If someone shows up to auto draft, give them a penalty. If you have kickers in your league, make them take a kicker in the 10th round. That way they don't just miraculously not get a penalty because everyone complains about it and they win the league.
As it always happens every time. Last one we have, the last legitimate one. I think I have a couple more that I want to add on to there, like a couple quick bonus ones. But the last one specifically, when your guys are setting up your league and you've got 10 guys or 12 guys that you know are going to be active and you want to have a league that goes on for years, have the league vote for rules. You know, like not every rule has to be voted on. Not everything has to be voted on, but like big things, like you guys want to move to half point or full point. That should be a question for the people that you want to have in your league.
You guys want
to
you guys want to get rid of kickers? Like, vote on it. But that leads back to reading the rules and knowing them beforehand, right? Kind of all ties in. Play the season out, see how the rules work. If there's something like, for example, we do our test league that we've talked about, the 6-team league, daily waivers. The times were set up and they were weird. So if they're set up and they're weird or something's weird throughout the season, bring it up to a vote in the off season so it can be changed. If it's super pressing, obviously say, hey, I think we need to change this now. But if it's something like a scoring format or a positional change, bring it up in the off season, get a vote, change it for the next following year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But make league specific rules. Make stuff that's pertinent to you and your friends. Y'all know what y'all like or don't like or dislike. You know what I mean? So make your league your own. Make it, like Ray said, one of those ones that can just go on for years and years and years.
That's the goal, right? I think that's the goal for everybody.
Yep. Bonus tip or trick. Let people have co-managers. Like my wife, if we played in a league where I could have a co-manager, I would bring my wife on because she's getting into fantasy football. So it's a way that we can go hands-on together and I can kind of, hey, this is how this works. This is how this works. For Dynasty, this is how this works. For Keeper, this is how this works. You know what I mean? That way, if you ever do, something comes up and you do have to leave that league, you already have a Phil that is invested in that league to take the team over for you.
Yeah, I'm with that. I don't have another one, Aaron. I think that would be it for me on my end.
I think that is it for me too, buddy. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you have any other tips or tricks that you think would be league setup and league making specific. As I said, we'll get into a drafting tips and tricks video a little later, probably next week when draft season really kicks off. First week of August, baby, kicks off. But
Can't wait.
I can't either, dude. I'm so excited. I've been doing so many mock drafts. I think I've probably done like 7 a day. It is ridiculous. But anyways, guys, as always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe if you're new, or if you're old and you just like to watch. But see you later.